I was chatting to a man a few weeks ago, and he was asking me different questions, and he asked me if I went home much, and I said, well, I usually go home at Christmas for a few days, but I said recently I've been home for longer. And I said during the scamdemic I didn't go home at all, so I didn't go home for a number of years. He was taken aback by my use of the word scamdemic, and he said, why do you use that word? And I said, well, that's the only word that describes the madness of the last number of years. I said, in my experience, in my day-to-day observations, there was no pandemic. The only pandemic that existed was on the TV and on the internet. And he was still absolutely flabbergasted. It was as if I had desecrated one of his sacred cows. We spoke about other stuff after that, and I think he probably in his head dismissed the idea of calling a pandemic a scamdemic. But I was thinking that, in his interactions with people, if he heard that word from 2 other people in the next month, he might start thinking, he might start musing over what went on. He might come around. It's very important that we use the words we want to use. This is why governments around the world are so fanatical about hate speech. Hate speech is using words or phrases that chip away at the doctrines they want to impose on society. Doctrines that will do the common people no good whatsoever. Doctrines that will enrich the elite, give the elite more power. So by using the word pandemic, you're really helping out the overlords. And you're thickening the bars of your own prison. You're polishing the bars of your prison. When you use your own words that go against the narrative, you're essentially swinging a sledgehammer at those bars. This is why in so many regimes, and when you read literature, political literature, when you read the old Russian novels, the classics, you realize why rapists and murderers are treated more humanely than political prisoners. The rapist and the murderer, they actually back up the reason for the tyranny existing in the first place. The political prisoner, the free thinker, the person who uses his own words to warp a separate reality or a potential future reality, is treated like vermin. So when you're talking to people about something you don't believe in, be sure to use your own words. Be sure to slip in the word scamdemic. Do it stealthily. Don't do it in order to get a reaction. Just insert it and keep talking. And if they're a person prone to curiosity, they might say, well, let's go back. Let's go back. You used the word scamdemic. Why did you use that word?